Hello there, people. The full game is now out, so we can continue on with the missions in this game. And while we could go along with the main quest, which I think is here, we're going to do anything but the main quest. And we're going to go through this door. Also, can I just say, one thing I will critique that I keep seeing and is really making my brain just go, why? Is the really muddy texture of this game. Like, it makes it feel so... Like, it's probably not as bad on your end, but on my end, it's like, oh, there's some mud to it. Also, I tried to fix it because I discovered this ability. And I'm going to be honest, not a bad ability. Like, obviously, it would be nice if you had the Onryo magic that allows you to have more stamina. That would be a cool thing to have on top of it, but obviously I don't have that access right now. Also, really cool feature that I'll admit I didn't discover myself is that pretty much the stamina drain is pretty much non-existent when you have the energy meter max. So pretty much, if you got a way to like quickly butt some damage in, like some really quick slash combo, and then you combine it, you'd pretty much be able to get the best of both worlds in a way. But apparently you can use two weapons together with this class. It's apparently in abilities. I need to check that though, Samurai, because apparently you can use two weapons. Oh yeah, so perform a quick attack when switching weapons auto. So yeah, you can switch weapons apparently. We just don't have that available yet. I'm not sure when we will get access to switching weapons, but I imagine it will probably be... Oh, we have to get up there somehow. I imagine it'll be when we unlock Way of the Warrior, the next tier to it. It'd be lovely if I could actually aim, you know. Like, I'm going to be dead honest, I have no sense of distance. I won't even lie about that. I have a literal crippling lack of distance management to an embarrassing degree. Oh, the lighting. Yeah, this is why I left a little bit of the fog on, I'm pretty sure. Because, like, the lighting gets so bad otherwise, and the popping becomes even worse. Like, it's actually, like, insane, the popping. I'm imagining a Crucible enemy is located down here. Now, these parts might get a little longer now that we're into the full game. I'll try and keep them short, but there will likely be a good amount of stuff that will be... It'll probably be not over an hour, though. I will definitely work to keep everything under an hour, because I don't want, like, million length videos. Not million length videos, you get what I mean. Okay, that should blow him up. Yeah, I could have just fireballed him, I realized. Apparently the little explodey shuriken does more damage, which I'm also the camera turn is still way too slow. Apparently, a lot of the strength as well. And this is just stuff I've heard. I've tried to avoid any true spoilers, but some stuff's just been unavoidable, unfortunately, because they legit spam it in the title, and then your entire feed, because you looked up, hey, how do we fix this graphical glitch? It infects your entire feed. There has to be an underground area you can unlock, right? I'm imagining There has to be. I don't see a cave down there. So imagine there has to be an underground area around here that you can access. Also, sprint is so inconsistent on its activation. First of all, take you out, switch back. Jump up. Flat. Oh, of course it doesn't have the super tracking that the boss had. No, I hate how slow the camera... Like, oh, up and down stuff, but you can't have this. Like, legit, give us double the camera movement left to right. It's so annoying to have this really stiff and slow camera. Like, legitimately. Also, I saw someone say that, because this was demo stuff, so nothing spoiled, where they were saying the Snake Lady, ice beam, the petrification beam, couldn't be blocked or burst countered. It can. It's actually one of the easier things to burst counter in the game, oddly enough. Something's missing. What do you mean? Oh, I'm guessing this is puzzled. So is there something I can pick up? Hidden? I'm not that stupid. This looks like it's their activation. And this should get drained out more. Allows us to descend further down. I probably should be exploring a good number of this off camera, but you know, also lighting is questionable at times. Feels so chopped. And that's weird because I can literally play Marvel Rivals on like max graphics. I don't get any of this choppiness. I might get some latency, you know, online lag, but I don't get any like chop. You know? So it's odd that I'm getting chop here. It just feels like a lot of these dev teams can't really be bothered. Oh, okay. That one can't be countered, but the big burst one can. I thought I got that in time. But it doesn't matter because now we get the Doom combo. I knew there was an enemy around here. And we get a buff up? A buff up. Oh, that would be very useful if backstabs were at all consistent in this game and weren't the most obnoxious thing in the universe to get. Totally. You know, like legit, it's like enemies track so hard in the game that it's actually really obnoxious to get backstabs. Like, it's one of my biggest gripes with the game is just the way they go constantly and just track so hard. Feels like that. And I know people say, oh, but game's easy. I don't care if game's easy. I care if game makes sense. I care if the game actually lets me hit thing it wants me to use. You know? And when I have an enemy tracking me to the moon and back, it's kind of like makes certain things feel useless. Now, I'm probably not going to explore the entire map here because we'll be here all day. I want to actually get to the quest before the universe is over and we're suffering the heat death of existence. You know? I wonder if there'll be like, because I'm pretty sure like in the last game, I think it was in like New Game Plus, you could get access like the horns. I wonder if you can get access to that in this game. Because I've got like a character change idea in appearance. I'm hoping you can like redesign armor as well. But I've got like a character idea. available, like I want to do, but I can't do it until I have the redesign. Also, I might do a New Game Plus playthrough finally, because originally I wasn't going to do it in the other game, but then I actually sort of like, oh, that would have been fun to do now I think about it. And it doesn't really matter, because that footage is pretty much forever in the ether. You know? Okay, just throw this. Save yourself some brain, huh? Okay, this shrine is here. And this should be where the quest is. Hey, it's you, my man. Hello, my man. It's the dude, the Jack. Oh, I better not do that, because once I get started on that joke, it legit will never end. Once I get started on the dude, brother Jack Daniel joke, I will literally make it 800 times. I used to annoy people a lot with it. Like, I'll just make that joke over and over, because I'd be like playing Hulk Hogan in the WWE games, and it would be like, I'd literally just say it over and over to annoy him. Because they would be like spamming hard, you know, they'd be abusing certain things, and I'd be like, okay, you want to play like that? I'm going to do the same back. Only instead I would do it verbally, and I was very skilled at annoying people. Defeat enemies look. It is so dark. It probably looks better on your screen, but it is so dark. Oh wow, slow. Oh, I wonder if we'll get like a mini boss, or if it's just gonna be enemies in the dark realm. It's too bad that I wonder if after we beat the region, if there'll be like a reset region if you want to refight the world bosses. Because I want to refight some of the world bosses, like, in their current version. And I don't imagine that's going to be an option. Like, maybe it'll be like Rise of the Ronin, where, like, New Game Plus, you can reset it. I'm not sure. I wonder if if there'll be, like, a New Game Plus start from the beginning and play it, like, story mode type option available. Also, dude, are you going to hit an attack? Or are you just going to look pretty? Oh, I guess we can't fight him yet. I imagine he's probably the boss of the Dark Realm. And we can't fight him. Because we haven't beaten every enemy yet. So I'm guessing this is a tutorial. For the Dark Realms then. Which seems a little pointless. I don't really feel like a tutorial is needed on the Dark Realm, but okay. What in baloney is that? It is a giant string of poo. Why are we fighting poo? The great mighty poo. Ow, the poo hits like a tank. Ew. You're ugly. Ooh, we get a soul core from that. The great mighty poo gives us a soul core. Also, if I sound a little, like, out of it today, that's because I am. Pretty much, some real life stuff, nothing major, just made me a little bit yawny in the brain, you know? It happens to everyone. You know? No point getting upset over being practically permanently tired as it feels. Oh, is that another chieftain? That sucks. Like, so he's not even a unique boss. He doesn't have the glass ankles, though. Also, it'd be nice if I knew who was attacking me, but I can't see it. Oh, can I attack? No, I want to lock onto it. And the game doesn't let you lock on. Also, I figured out there was a better power boost feat. Okay. Okay, game, let me shoot. Like, I figured out there was also a better power boost, you know? Because there was the one that makes you take more damage and that increases your overall. But if you're melee, there's one that just increases melee. And I was like, okay, the melee is sort of like my bread and butter. And the other one sounds more like you would use it for range. Also, the Dark Realm is really dark this game. I'll give it credit for that. Last game, it wasn't as dark. Like, it was a little more bright. No, the Dark Realm this time is legit a void. Heal, now. I am probably a little over-leveled, I will say that 100%. I am probably a little over-leveled, so I imagine that's going to be the case. Okay, so we go investigate the cave. I'll probably, like, do each quest chain, like, per video. So once we beat this quest chain, that'll be the end of the video. I feel like that'd be a good start to the full game. Oh, where's... So that's down here. So we probably would be better off warping back in. Also, I'm not going to collect every single item, by the way, on the map. So there'll be some collectibles I ignore, just to be clear. Because if I go around collecting every single item on, like, video, we would be here for, like, ever. So I won't be collecting every single thing. I'll collect what I come across. Like, if I come across something, I'll collect it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try and... Okay, I'm... Stop dodging. Annoying bug. I swear the accuracy of this class is so bad. So I said down by the beach. There should be a shrine this way. Oh, it's... Okay, simple solution to you. When they go into the little warp form, I clicked to block and it did a third attack. I literally clicked the button and it went... Like, okay. Yeah, what? Okay, now we throw this at them. We hit them with something. If I can, if the game it didn't let me, okay, we just won't then. We could have hit them out of that if the tracking wasn't terrible. Like, I love how our tracking is so abysmal, yet their tracking is literally the greatest thing you've ever seen. Like, they can throw, like, a basketball from one continent to the other and they'll hit the net every time. Yeah, our tracking's like, yeah, we don't know how to track. It's so stupid. Like, if you're going to give them ubered up tracking, give us the same level of tracking, you know? Because it's legit just actually frustrating to deal with, where I'm like, that should have hit, and it, like, moves by an inch, and so my aim just flies off to the ether on some other continent, and I'm just like, really? Super durable crab. But yeah, that is, like, really obnoxious, in my opinion. Like, it's really, really obnoxious. It does nothing but irritate, you know? I guess increasing defense. Okay, so Riku, we do want to get that. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's worth it. What's running water? Yeah, we probably want to keep that. So well, I just wanted to look through stuff, and I didn't want it to, like, be a 5 minutes of surfing menu. So every time I go into the menus, I will, unless I'm literally in the middle of talking, I will probably, like, start just pausing the recording every time I go through the menu. Aha, you got caught. I'm gonna be honest, I actually didn't think this would be a really good weapon, but that one ability makes up for it a lot. You know, like, usually you'd be like, ah, it's probably gonna suck because of X, Y, Z. But no, that one ability, like the it's like, was it Heavy Twilight or something? Or was it called? Moonlit Snow Heavy Edition, Charged, whatever you want to... oh, there's apparently a fox around here. Oh, there we go. Aim, 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 aim. Boom! There we go. The long boy. And we get a ninja lock. That's what I was trying to do and show off. Like, if you... like, if you hit them with a ranged attack when they're in the air, it knocks them to the ground. Ninjutsu seems to be the easiest way to do it, but it's not always a guarantee because... okay, game. I didn't mean to click that, but I'll take it. And also, I'm going to be honest, Samurai just feels better than Ninja in terms of a lot of the damage. Because a lot of the good Ninja stuff, you sort of have to unlock, would be the term, I think. I'm going to be honest, though, I am kind of sad that we're not part yokai in this game. I definitely like the theming of that. Like, can I drop an item for you? Would that make you happy? Let's test this. Oh. Will you pick that up? Or not? No. Alright, you go. Oh, is this a path up? Aha! You're hiding. I see you, brethren. Go that way. You shall be safe. But I'm gonna be honest, I did really... like, I didn't like the DLC. I'll be straight. I think the DLC story sucked. But the idea of you being, like, part yokai was really cool. I feel like that's a thing that really made the game stand out. Like, in my opinion, compared to just your general, like... I was in the middle of an attack, how dare you? Like, well, it didn't make it just stand out to your general Dark Fantasy. That was more the combat system that made it stand out. Yeah, it's like a very unique combat system, I'll say. Like, it's very hard to mistake a Nioh game for, like, another game, shall we say. It's really different. You'd have to go out of your way to mistake this pinnacle of action RPG combat for, like, something else. Yeah, somehow people still do it. Like, I generally don't understand, outside of maybe minor aesthetics and maybe the checkpoint system and some boss choices, how people compare this to, like, Dark Souls, really. It's like, it's in a completely different sort of everything, really. That legit always bothers me when everyone just goes, well, it has this one thing in similar with Dark Souls, so we're going to call it Dark Souls, and I'm just staring like... You realize that would literally make Ninja Gaiden Dark Souls, which came before Dark Souls. And every time I try and explain that, like, why the logic's... But the thing is, I wouldn't have an issue if the logic they use to justify these statements wasn't the most faulty logic known to man. I'll be straight. If they could at least make sure the logic wasn't, like, the most faulty thing, I would be like, okay, I see the argument. But the thing is they don't. The logic is like some of the worst you've ever seen. And yet they insist. Oh, I should have known. I was too busy yammering, and I got yacked. But no, the logic they use is some of the most faulty logic known to man. And it's always like this very, like... Oh, but it has these very particularly things that are common to pretty much all action RPGs outside of maybe 1-2 things, and therefore it's like Dark Souls. And I'm like, that's not an argument. And the thing is, I've straight up said to someone, because I knew they would make that argument, you're going to make this argument. And it's not an argument. It's a terrible argument. And they still make the argument. It's like, how do you make an argument after being told, yeah, don't make the argument. I'm not going to accept it because it's a terrible argument. Like, how do you do that? I generally will never understand how you mess up. Okay. Can you hit the... Look at that accuracy. Straight out of a blind man's playbook. But no, generally, if you're going to make an argument for something, make sure your argument doesn't defeat itself. You know. But that's legit all I ask when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, if you're going to use certain terms and someone's disagreeing, at least, you know, be able to argue why you're right instead of going, oh, but it shares mechanics. Yeah, and it shares mechanics with Minecraft. Does that make it a Minecraft-like? No. That's stupid. But no, Jerry, it's just the stupidity of some of these arguments. Okay, I'm stuck in a stun loop. This is generally the stupidity of the argument. That's my issue. Like, in the end, in the long run, I don't even care if it is or isn't like Dark Souls. I just have an issue with how bad the argumentation is, really. Like, it's just such poor argumentation, and that's what irritates me, because it's like, you could just straight up put some effort into actually, you know, defending your claim, since I'm just saying it's an action RPG because it's made by the people who made Ninja Gaiden. And so I would just say, well, they're probably using a more Ninja Gaiden DNA than, you know, Dark Souls, especially since it's set in the same continuity as Ninja Gaiden. Which, if a lot of people didn't know that, yes, this is set in the same timeline as Ninja Gaiden. And in all honesty, I'm not going to even question that because, while it sounds a little ridiculous, considering some of the events that happen, it's like, okay, let's just accept that's the case. But no, it is set in the same timeline, so I'm like, well, it plays similar to Ninja Gaiden. It's in the same timeline as Ninja Gaiden. I'm going to assume it's like Ninja Gaiden compared to Dark Souls, because everything it has in, like... Okay, what is this terrible accuracy? Legit! It's a minor tracking game! Like, the player's tracking is just embarrassing. And it is so stupid. But I'm actually getting a little annoyed. How the player's tracking. I click input, game doesn't give me input. Uh-huh. Like, the tracking in this game actually is just so bad. Oh. It's unimaginably terrible. But no, that's just my little rant about people who call this game Souls-like and then can't even defend the argument. Because it's like, I've never seen anyone able to properly defend it. Also, Salt's so bad because it has way less range than it did in the last game. Like, it's like, it does barely any break compared... Like, last game it did way more break. This game, it's like... feels like it does, like, no break. That or enemies just have more posture. That might be the case. It might have literally just given enemies more posture. Okay, I'm just going to start using this. Eat. But no, like... I like that it gives you mobile paths, though. Or did it loop us back around? No, this is a new shrine. And we're going to get our abilities, I imagine. Yeah, we got Blade, Break, and Defense. What's Blade, Break, and Defense? I don't know. Freeway stance. Speedman when fighting behind and stagger. Okay. And Blade. Okay, so that just means enemies after you deflect do less damage. Okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I imagine there'll be a way where you could use that. I'm not sure if it's like something that stacks. One sec. Sorry, I've grown out my hair quite a bit in the past month, so... Well, past few months, so my hair got tangled, so I had to quickly, like, take off the headset to fix that. But yeah, like... Blade Breaking Defense sounds kind of good. I wish it was, like, mixed with, like, immunity to... I wonder if there's an ability that increases ninjutsu cast speed. Oh, that'd be interesting. Oh, that's real good. Yeah, the salt feels kind of bad. I remember the salt being a lot better than that. I didn't intend to waste it on that. Oh wait, it transferred over. But it only gives you the bonus because only the first attack gets the, like, stamina negation. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can destroy the bubble with that attack used it now. Yeah, I just still want to deal with Crab. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, I believe I have a lightning kick, so that should instantly destroy him. No, I do actually really enjoy some of these abilities. Boom, boom, boom. No, I wanted to activate you. Because generally this enemy is just really annoying. Like, so I just want to get rid of it as quick as possible. Because I generally hate fighting that enemy. Because they just flail around the screen like this. And it's so hard to keep track of what they're doing. And get like a hit in. So I just go, let's just nuke their health bar. That's generally what you do, right? When you're struggling with an enemy, you just go, okay, nuclear weapon. I will say, though, I feel like it gives you a bit too much medicine, this game. Oh. Did it do less damage because it's in the water? Oh, that's kind of cool if that's how it works. If it does less damage because it's in the water, like, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, because lightning still does. So I'm wondering if it's because it was in the water, like the fire does less damage. But that'd actually be really cool if that was how it worked. I gotta get up here somehow. I will be honest though, I wish like the tattoos were better in this game. I wish you could cover more of the body with it and put more on. So like be able to cover the shoulders, the chest, the head, like all of it in like the way you want. Also, that animation is way too long. Jeez, how long is that animation? That was ridiculous. I'm not sure where to go now. Or is this just a side region? Oh, I'm guessing it's just a side region. I thought it was the right way because it looks like the right way because you see a platform up here, but I'm guessing it's not. I have to go back this way. So where do we go then? Also, I feel like I'm getting frame drops, but it looks fine on the recording's end. But it feels like on my end. You can imagine the annoyance when I was like invisible wall. Because there was like a wall and I just felt myself start getting sucked back. And I was like, of course. And now we have to do all of that again. I'm just going to run past. I don't care, I'm running past. First of all, let's go and re-grab my spirit. And we're going to ignore you. And we're going to figure out where we need to go. 1 second, Matt. Do we go this way? I'm guessing we go this way. Yep, looks like we go this way because we got parkour. Never mind, this is just a hidden dude. Yeah, don't care to fight you. I'm just gonna... Okay, yep. Oh, wow. That... Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Sure. The thing is, it's like, enemies seem to not be able to jump upstairs. So, that is kind of a thing that they've done that messed up enemies in this game. Okay, I imagine there's got to be a path we go down up here, right? I'll be bothered to fight you. Bye. Okay, yeah. Shrine right here. Blessing. I can upgrade Spirit Force after Elixir. And also, damaged out would have been nice, but either worked. Oh. Well, we know what's about to happen here, right? Because I saw spoilers for this. Because people wanted to spoil stuff. I love spoilers. I thought I got that in time, apparently not. Okay, that's a big sword. The beefiest of swords. I love how they just ran away the entire time to avoid getting hit. I love these kind of enemies. They're not annoying at all. Also, I very clearly parried you, but sure. Nope. I started mashing that dodge to avoid you. Now let's heal up. And she's going to Dark Realm now. Oh yeah, that doesn't really work. I got stunned. I thankfully managed to catch you on that. And then we heal. And then we go for big whack-a-mole. There we go. Yeah, that was nice. Obviously, I'm probably a little over-leveled for this. I say a little. She drops like level 20 gear. And I'm like level 50. So yeah, I'm a little over-leveled. But hey, I put like 40 hours into the demo, yeah? Look for the Huku's Gate. Okay, that's up here. But yeah, I put like 40 hours into a demo, which is the same amount I put into a lot of games. So I'm going to say, I think I'm a little welcome with being a teensy bit over-leveled early on. Plus, the game just gives you so many tools this time around super early. But no, I like that fight. A little annoying where you have to force her to stop. But thankfully she has a lot of dash attacks, so it didn't really matter too much because you could just smack her out the dash. Or what should I upgrade? In all honesty, probably focus on ninjutsu. I can like, Samurai's pretty much good where you don't have to worry about as much. But I'm guessing this is just end of map and we have to teleport out. There's a golden chest here. I should probably check that out. Yeah, let's just check out the golden chest first and then we'll go back and complete the quest. Because it's not too... It's like right up here. Oh, it's because there's a boss right here. I didn't mean to click that, I meant to click there. It just doesn't stay still long enough for me to really get anything going. Now it does! You messed up there! Flying noodle! Oh, of course he knocked me out of every attack I hit. I just need some sort of poise break. You better not cheat yourself into a reset. It feels like I can just never hit him. It generally feels like I can just never hit him. Oh yeah, he's so mobile. Like, this is difficult to deal with because he's just too mobile, and if I had lightning maybe I could get him to slow down. Because when I'm able to hit him, I just nuke his health. Okay, 3 damage. That part. I remember this guy like being really difficult as well, like, and it was just his damage originally. Now it's like this insane level of mobility. Oh, thank goodness I managed to stop him there because that would have been so irritating. And of course he resets anyway. I should have just helped a lot. Oh, I hate how their tracking's just so overtuned, and then our tracking's just non-existent. You know what? Let's just pre-fire. And of course, none of it hit. Literally zilch. Totally not irritating. Like, legit, their tracking is so overtuned, and then our tracking is just non-existent. Okay, he's standing still. Got the danger noodle. But no, their tracking is so overtuned, and our tracking is like, I guess we could be bothered to track, you know, I guess. But where do we go to complete the quest? 1 second. How do we open quests again? I really hate how they set up quests. Because it doesn't really tell you, like, where to progress. Abundant evil. Yeah, but where do I speak with him? He's not on the map. Oh, he's over here. Never mind. I'm blind. Okay, I'm blind. Embarrassing. Still, like, that wasn't too bad a quest, I'll be honest. Like, I do feel like tracking's going to be a massive issue because we just have no tracking. The enemies are just like, pew, 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 pew. And it feels like with some of the slower weapons, unless you're, like, using, like, slow down tools, it's going to be very hard to get a hit off. Well, there we go. We got a ninja lock for that. And we got more quests. Okay. So I'm not sure what we're going to do on the next. I'll probably go up here maybe. Fierce Flame, because that's for the forge. I'll probably do that next part. So I'll probably make my way up here and like find a shrine up here, and then we'll start from there in the next part. That will probably be what I do. But yeah, that's a cool quest. I like the fights. I will say that. I felt they were a little too easy. Like, I do somewhat agree with people saying it's a... Like, I don't usually complain about easier fights, but it did feel like they were a bit predictable. Like, and the most of the difficulty came from actually landing a hit on them. Like, and that could partially be being over-leveled. But even if I wasn't over-leveled, I feel like they would have still been pretty easy to beat. Because they have very predictable windows, and with certain weapons, I imagine you could heavily punish that. Because of their immediate instant flurry, like, super moves. That you could punish off, like, the very easy to predict attack. Especially with Samurai, where you can deflect stuff and just immediately go into it. So yeah, that is just my thoughts at the moment.